If you want to learn how to start to heal your childhood trauma so that you can move forward in life, so that you can 10x your income, 10x your life, live your dream reality, move forward, rewire your brain, have better relationships with your friends, with your family, cultivate better friendships, better circles to be around, find a lifelong romantic partner, all of these things, it all starts with healing your childhood trauma, because whether you realize it or not, things that happened to you as a kid get carried with you through adulthood for the rest of your life unless you process what you went through and realize that there are things that you learned and you accepted as truth then that you still accept as truth today, and those things limit you and hold you back from your true potential and hold you back from the reality that you always deserve to live, and you still deserve to live, and you're fully capable of taking action on today. If you haven't already watched my video on how to rewire your brain and 10x your income, I linked it at the top of this video for you. Please go ahead and watch that first to really understand why this matters and how this has anything to do with business, entrepreneurship, financial freedom, your love life, your friendships, your family, how this affects your entire life. What is childhood trauma? What does that have to do with my income? Please go watch that video and come back to this one. This video is going to be basically like a step-by-step guide on how to identify things that you learned in childhood that you carried with you to adulthood, and realizing who said it, where did it come from, and that what was said was likely not true, and that it's limiting you in life. I'm in no way a therapist. This is not going to be therapy. This is literally just an exercise that I created because I think a lot of people, they want to move forward, but they're like, okay, so how? Like, if you're not someone who's ever journaled or done any meditation or breath work, or that just seems like totally not you, this is a video you can come back to for multiple people in your life. What everyone needs to understand is what you believe about yourself and the world today started in childhood. In this video, I'm going to basically walk you through processing your childhood experiences, identify limiting beliefs or identify things that hurt you, understand where it came from, and letting go of beliefs that were never true to begin. This is not about blaming anyone. It's just about taking your power back. Because people do things and we're not going to justify why they did them. There's no need to justify why they did them. We're going to forgive them for our own sake, not forgiving them for their sake. We're going to move forward in life, because you have to realize if you want to live the life you want to live, you have to become a different version of yourself. The version of yourself that you were meant to be if you didn't plop into this society that we live in, right? We live in a society where most people do not reflect on their trauma. They don't look back on their life. They don't think about their beliefs. They just kind of take things subconsciously, unconsciously. They say shit unconsciously. They do things unconsciously. They don't realize how they're hurting people. I guarantee you there's so many people that you've hurt with your words and with your actions, and you have no idea. There's little things that you've said to people that they've held on forever and you have no clue. That goes to the same for the people in your life. There are things that your parents said to you, your friends said to you, your teacher said to you, that maybe they were just having a bad day. Maybe they didn't even mean it. Maybe they were just joking. Maybe whatever. But you took that shit and you still hold on to that, right? You got to identify what those things are and let them go, so you can move forward and make more money and get the job and get the confidence to get the job, to take the actions, to be more consistent. There's going to be 2 different videos on this. This one's about healing your childhood trauma. The second video I'm going to post after this one is how to rewire your beliefs. So grab a pen and paper and just have it in front of you. You don't have to write things down. Like, if you're someone who doesn't like to write things, then don't write things. If you're someone who likes to type, then type. If you're someone who likes to just talk, then just talk. I'm very much someone who likes to talk. I do journal and I do like to write, and sometimes I like to write like big things, but I'm not going to write everything word for word. I'd rather just speak it out loud. But I would encourage you not to keep it in your head, because you can't organize anything when it's stuck in your head. So find a space where you feel comfortable to talk out loud, whether it's whispering, whether it's talking in your car, by yourself in your room, home alone, whatever. Find a space. We're going to start by writing the date at the top, and we're going to start with one person in your life. You can do this for every single person in your life. Your dad, your mom, your brother, your sister, your grandparents, your aunts and uncles, whoever has truly affected your life the most. So you're going to start with one person today. And it could be the most traumatic person, or it could be someone kind of in the middle, whatever you feel like tackling today. So right at the top, I'm going to write my relationship with my dad. What I like to do is I like to draw 3 different people. This is going to be you in the past, so childhood, teenage, college, whatever. You in the past, you now, you in the future. The past refers to what your guys' relationship used to be like who they were for you, the way they made you feel as a kid, the way they made you feel as a teenager, as a young adult, how they made you feel back then, what they used to do to you, what they used to say to you, the things that stuck with you. These could be both positive and negative things, right? In the middle is going to be now. Maybe today you guys have healed your relationship a little bit. You guys don't have the same relationship you guys used to. They don't yell at you the same way. They can't hurt you the same way. They've changed or you've changed. And so now your relationship is very different from how it was as a child. But again, you still have held on to a lot of the things that they used to say to you because you never processed it. That's the thing, is if you don't look at it, show yourself that those were lies, they stay as truth for you. And the last one is future you. What do you want your future relationship with this person to be like? We're going to start with now, because that's the easiest to start with, is what is your relationship with this person right now? Do you talk to them often? Are you guys distant from each other? Is it good? Do they trigger you sometime? How do they make you feel about your career, about what you want to do with your life? How do they make you feel about your ideas, your beliefs? You know, do they make you feel supported, unsupported? And just write big words. Right now, my relationship with this person is triggering. So, triggering. I feel unsupported. I feel like I'm not enough, unworthy. I feel like they only care when I do good at this one thing. Write that down. I feel like they don't believe in me. Write that down. And it's really about your guys' relationship. Don't think about them as a person. We're not judging people. We're not going to judge them for their beliefs and for what they think and whatever. Again, we are all subject to our own beliefs and our own perspectives in life. This is not about judgment. This is about loving yourself right now. We're talking about the relationship and how they make you feel. Maybe right now, they actually make you feel smart. They make you feel like you're better than you actually think you are. Like you could do anything. That this could be anyone in your life. This could be a boss, an old boss, a current boss, a mentor, a cousin, anyone, a best friend. And think about what still affects you in your relationship today. What are some things that they say or do today that might still kind of bother you? Maybe they're criticizing you. Maybe they still don't believe you. When you tell them your dreams, they shit on it. They're like, listen, that's never gonna happen. Listen, people like us, they don't achieve those things. And write it all down. Don't filter it. Just write down the feelings that they make you feel when they say these things, or even write down things they have said. If you have a quote of something that they said to you today that they keep saying, write down what that thing is. So for example, people like us don't achieve success. If that's something that this person keeps telling me and it triggers me and it bothers me, I'm going to write it down. And then you can put a little arrow underneath it and ask yourself, is that true? Have there ever been people like us that have achieved success? Maybe in this context, us means immigrants, or your race or ethnicity or women or men, whatever it is, whatever that might mean. Know what they're talking about and see if there's anyone on this planet that is also in that same group that they're talking about, that they're referring to. Have they found success? Yes. Always yes. There is always someone on this planet that has done every single thing. Everyone could be successful. There is no criteria. There's no specific person that can or can't be successful. Label that as a lie. That's a lie, right? Ask yourself, does this limit me or open my mind? Because the thing is, when I'm trying to do something in my life, like start up a business, and I think back at this person that I love so much and that has such a huge impact on my life, telling me again and again, people like us don't achieve success, that's going to subconsciously be in the back of my head because I never processed it as a lie. I never threw it out. It's still in there. And it's still a neural circuitry that's going to fire every time I come across trying to get success. So I'm going to find that as a limitation and I'm going to label it. It's a lie and it's a limitation. I'm going to think about why they might have said that. Maybe they personally have not achieved success. Maybe they personally have never seen anyone of their kind achieve success, right? But that doesn't mean that that's true. Beliefs are subjective. And you get to choose what is true for you. So what someone says is true doesn't mean it's true. Even if you believe it, because you believe it, your beliefs perpetuate themselves in your life, confirming that it is true. So if you think people like us don't achieve success, and you see other people like us trying, they're not achieving success, you try, you don't achieve success, it's not because of the people you guys are, it's because of the belief system. It's because you think that people like us don't achieve success subconsciously. Whether you realize it or not, someone planted that in your head. And now you just found out who planted that in your head. And you're going to understand that that was a lie and that was a limitation. And now for future me, I don't want to feel bothered by this anymore. Because now when they say it again, you're going to be like, they don't know any better. They don't know what I know. I know that there are people that are successful, and I know that I could do that because nothing separates me from someone who's successful. All it is belief. The only reason why that person found success, who did come from the same background as you, is because of their belief system. Either they did that for themselves, or they happened to have someone in their life that gave them growth mindset beliefs. When you have a parent that believes in you so much and tells you you could be anything, you could do anything. Don't think about what you look like. Don't think about the world and what people are going to think. Just be you. When you have someone like that in your life, that has profound effects. And when you have someone in your life that tells you won't be successful, that has profound effect. We look up to our parents and our mentors and our friends in society to tell us the truth, but they're not telling us the truth. They're telling us what they think their truth is. We trust them and we trust their judgment. But sometimes you got to realize that most people are unconscious and they haven't healed their trauma, and it's likely because they grew up with parents that taught them that. And again, that perpetuated in their life, so they found out that, oh, that is true. You know, I tried. I'm telling you, I tried and it didn't work. It's not going to work for you. No, it didn't work for you. Who says that's not going to work for me? Like, literally, there's no way to predict whether something will happen or not. Like, even in physics, it's all about probability. Like, if we know 50% of the time when you flip a coin, it's going to be heads 50% of the time, tails 50% of the time. But when I flip the coin right now, can't you guess what it's going to land on? Absolutely not. We have no fucking clue. Now the biggest part is to go back in time. Think about your childhood. How did they make you feel? Did they support you? Did they make you feel dumb? Did they make you feel smart? You could say, made me feel dumb. Never went to any of my sporting events. Never went to any of my performances. Always was at my sporting events. Always was in the stands. Got me a cookie every time I got a good grade. Only cared about my grades. Never cared about my art. Never cared about my other interests. Write all of that down. How did that person make you feel as a kid? What are the things you really remember them saying to you? Sometimes there's quotes that you will never forget. And maybe they said it just once, and maybe they said it all the time. What are things that they did to you? Did they hurt you? Did they hurt you emotionally? Did they hurt you physically? Write those things down. How did that make you feel? It's all about emotions, because again, everything is energy. Emotions are energy in motion. And those things will never leave our body until we choose to process it and recognize it and release it. So if I look back on my childhood and someone made me feel worthless, made me feel dumb, made me feel ugly, that's going to affect me. And it's going to keep affecting me for the rest of my life until I look back and I see that they didn't even know what they were doing. They were unconscious. Like, even the most conscious people make mistakes and they say things they didn't mean because we get overwhelmed, we get stressed out. Yes, our parents, they have a whole life and so much more to worry about than a kid does. So they're not always thinking about what they're saying. Again, I'm never going to justify why someone said something. Yes, you could have trauma and that's why you said it, because your parents did that to you, but that doesn't justify you doing it to me. But you just never took the time to really understand how hurtful that is. And maybe even if I told you right now, you still wouldn't understand it. It's not your job to get someone else to understand it. It's your job to take responsibility of your own understanding, how conscious you are about the things that you say and about the things that other people say, and to take all your power back. Because again, if you don't, then you are subject to your environment. And whatever people say, you're just going to take it as truth, and you're not going to have any control over your future. Write down all the things they made you feel. They always made me feel loved. They always took care of me when I was sick. They called off of work when I was sick. They stood up for me when someone said something mean to me. Things that really matter to you, like the big core thing. Just let it out. Allow yourself to feel it, and you could speak out loud. What I do all the time is I pretend like I'm having a conversation with them, and I'll be like, listen, like, this is low-key how you made me feel growing up. And again, like, I'm not blaming you, but like, this is your moment to tell them. And that is like real, you know, like, although you're not telling them, you're shifting things for yourself within your own energy, and you're also doing it for them. I've had relationships miraculously heal and shift in a positive direction just because of the inner work I did on myself. You're gonna realize that your reality shifts when you shift. It's not things out here have to fix themselves for you to start to feel better. No, it's not about your environment. It's not about your parents. It's not about your job. It's about you. Why are you still choosing to stay at a job you hate? Why do you feel like you need to stay there? Who taught you that you need to go to school? Is that true? Literally ask yourself, is that true? Go online and find out if it's true or not. What is going to limit you and what is going to open you and expand you? Of course, think about the moments that have stuck with you forever. The things that they've said that you will never forget. Like, for example, there was someone in my life who always made me feel like I was dumb. Always made me feel like everything I said was just stupid and I just shouldn't talk. I carried that with me for years, only now as an adult realizing that that was a lie. I'm not dumb. I'm smart, and so many people want to hear me, and I shouldn't shut up because one person told me this thing, because that's going to carry with me through adulthood, and I'm all of a sudden not going to be confident enough to use my voice. So I'm going to realize that they said that unconsciously, that they said that because that's probably what they believe about themselves, so that's projecting onto me, and that's not my truth, and I can let that go. And now I don't carry that weight with me anymore, and now that's not like in the back of my head replaying like it used to all the time. And now my performance has increased, and the income has increased, and my relationships have gotten better. So you see how everything is connected. So it's all about reframing. You got to understand that they were operating from their own trauma, from their own stress, from their own life. That does not make what they said or what they did okay, and that's not what this video is about. What it means, though, it was never about you. It was never about your worth. And now is time for you to take your power back, for you to recognize that anytime they say something like that again, or anyone says that again, you could be like, I'm sorry. I'm like so sorry that you thought that that was true and you still think that's true. And understand that that's limiting them. And you could probably look at their life and see how it has. Like, what are they doing with their life? Are they successful? Are they happy? Are they fulfilled? Do they have healthy relationships? Did they achieve what you wish you could achieve one day? Like, a person's reality is a direct reflection of their belief system. If you see someone who's unhappy, unfulfilled, not achieving what they wish they could have ever achieved, and they think that they could never, they didn't. Look at their life, And then you can even look at people who are happy and fulfilled. Look at their beliefs. They think they could do anything. They think they're powerful, capable, beautiful, smart, everything, right? It's a reflection. So same thing for you. If you currently feel unworthy because someone made you feel that way, and now you identified who that was and realized that that was a lie, you can let that go, and now your reality is going to change. And you got to practice. Like, in life, when it comes up again, let's say you want to apply for a job or you want to get a promotion, you feel like, but maybe I'm not worth it. And then you're like, oh shit, that was that thing that so-and-so said to me. I need to let that go. I'm going to just apply. I'm just going to ask. Worst they could say is no. Right now, you've changed your belief, you change your action, and if you really, really changed your belief, you're gonna get the job and you're gonna get the promotion. And if you didn't, it's intel, right? Nothing is a failure. There's nothing wrong with you. It's information that I still haven't shifted something. Everything's about spirituality. Everything's about energy and your belief system. So if it still didn't work, look back. Well, am I confident? No, I wasn't confident. Maybe I thought I was worth it, but I wasn't confident. So in the interview, I was like, makes sense. So really just look back. And then why aren't you confident? Who didn't make you feel confident? Like, really break this down. Do this with everyone in your life. I want you to literally say to yourself that that wasn't true. What you were told wasn't true. If it was a limiting belief, tell yourself, I don't accept that anymore. And I will never accept that ever again. Anytime someone says that to me, I'm going to feel empathy for them and understand that that's something they believe, and that's going to limit them and keep them stuck where they are. But I don't want that. I don't want to be stuck. And so I'm going to replace that with something that's going to grow me, because I'm the only one here to save me. I got my back. I'm going to support me, and I'm going to give myself the grace and replace that with something that's going to expand me, because I decide who I am now. When you were a kid, you didn't get to decide who your parents were and what they were going to say to you, what they were going to do to you, what school you went to, what friends you were going to have. You didn't get to decide that. But now you're an adult, and now you do get to decide what you believe, and you get to look back and process what you went through, what people said, and decide who you are, what you're capable of, how powerful you are, and what you're going to do with your life, and the reality that you can live. You don't have to hold on to things that hurt you just because they happened. You can understand it and still choose to move forward. This is just you. You're alone. This is your space to heal yourself. They will change. Literally, they will change. Your relationship will change as you change yourself. That's how the world changes, is from you changing yourself. That's how your reality changes. Even for the future person, write down the relationship you want to have with them. I want to feel supported by this person. I want to not be triggered by this person. I want to feel at peace with this person. Write all of those things down. That's manifestation, okay? You're manifesting all the time anyway. You don't have to learn how to manifest. Manifesting is with energy, emotions, energy and motion. It's all about how you feel. If you don't know how to recognize what you're feeling, you can look up a feelings wheel. You're not just angry, mad, and sad, right? You're exhausted, distraught. You feel like you've been forgotten. You know, these are very niche, very specific emotions. And you can take those back to certain moments in your life and why they made you feel that way. And go back to that moment and be there for the younger you and hug the shit out of them and love them and protect them and shield them and remind them that it gets better. Because guess what? Now you're an adult and you're working on it, and I can't wait for you to see what we're gonna have and who we're gonna open the minds to. Because the thing is, it's not about proving people wrong, like out of ego. It's about showing them that what they thought was true wasn't. And that's profound. That's profound for yourself, but profound for your family, for your friends. They want to be around you. Don't expect them to support you. Don't expect them to love you. Don't expect them to be happy for you. Because you can do that for yourself. You can be happy for yourself. You can be excited for yourself. You can love yourself. You don't need nobody to do it for you. Never depend on anyone for anything. Especially not for their beliefs, because you got this. I hope this was helpful. Please leave any questions down below. I will do my best to respond to them or to make another video to expand on it, because again, this is just something I thought of. I'm going to be posting another video right after this one about how to rewire your beliefs, how to replace your beliefs, what is a belief system, all that stuff. Please subscribe if you like more of this content. It really helps support me, and I love you. See you in the next one.